and welcome to Trans Day of Remembrance 2018. Welcome to the Spirit Trans Women Diverse Community and Allies. We gather here this evening in Turtle Island to honor and pay respect to the lives of trans women who've lost their lives to transphobia, hate crime, substance abuse, suicide, murder, hatred, and discrimination. No more stolen sisters. We are here to stay. I'd like to acknowledge, as we gather here on Turtle Island, the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of the New Credit, the Haudenosaunee and the Huron-Wendat and the Anishinaabe.
Everybody, and welcome to the 519. Welcome to the Trans Day of Remembrance 2018. We have gathered here tonight to honor and celebrate the lives of all of those who have moved on and passed away from our lives due to transphobia, homophobia, hate crime, or violence. We do know that that is something that is very frequently happening, not only just here in Canada, but all over the world. So I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart as the organizer for tonight's event, along with my co-worker Julie Hamara, and also the committee from the 519 Community Center, and also people that reached out to us outside of our community. Please give yourself a round of applause for being here tonight. It is a very important cause, and it's great to be here together to unite as one and to make our voices loud and clear to say we are here and we're here to stay and we're here to celebrate, whether it is to share a tear for one that you lost, whether it's to pay tribute to one that you loved, whether it's to pay tribute to one of your family members. That is the reason why we're here tonight. With that being said, I'm going to move on and leave the stage now to your co-hosts and your host for this evening. Please welcome to the stage, this is Julie Hamara. And I'm now going to leave with your co-host for this evening. This is Shika the Diva. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Toronto! Thank you for being here. Wow, look at this crowd, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, so as we know, November 20th, Trans Day of Remembrance is an internationally recognized day to celebrate and honor the lives of trans people who have passed away due to transphobia, hate crimes, illness, substance use, and murder.
For over 15 years, the 519 has been hosting this ceremony and vigil to voice those trans communities, advocate for our rights, and protest transphobia and the high levels of violence and abuse faced still by our community members. Some of these pioneers are still here with us tonight, and they are still working really, really hard for you. Please give them a round of applause.
Programs such as Real Trans, the Trans Youth Mentorship Program, and the Trans People of Color Project, as well as more recent initiatives such as We Have Your Back campaign. 519 is committed to serving our trans communities and advocating for our rights and in solidarity with other trans-positive organizations around the world.
You are about to enjoy the top trans talents that we have in the city, who have donated their time and talent to come and try to inspire you and us to become more involved and more conscious and aware of our community.
Without further ado, let's introduce our first speaker for the night. We have one speaker tonight. Shayana Shatsutin is a trans woman of immigrant experience, and she's a meal trans participant, and she's going to share with us some of her thoughts and joys and struggles. So let's give a big round of applause for Cheyenne.
Bravo! Thank you so much, and very nice. Welcome.
Before we get in, I would like to express my gratitude and a big thank you from bottom of my heart to all the Aboriginal and Native people of Canada who actually opened up their doors. And even if they haven't done that, if they would not have opened their doors, I wouldn't be able to stand here and talk to you guys. Well, about myself, I'm Shiana. Actually, as you can see, I'm wearing a sari. Well, I'm an Indian, right? I'm actually a Malayali immigrant woman. I moved to Canada 3 years back. And as I got this opportunity where I can actually talk about my experience, I wanted to make it more about we as a community rather than talking about myself. So I thought the best topic to talk about today would be gender equality. So because that is something that we are actually dealing with in this current scenario. At that same time, there is a lot to think about it, what we can do as a community to overcome these challenges that we are actually facing today. I'd like to actually also express my gratefulness to all the trans women before me who actually who worked really hard. They worked really hard. They have gone through a lot in their life so that I get this opportunity to stand in front of you and talk. And that is a great achievement for me. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, how we as a community should come forward and support each other and be there for each other. And there is a lot that we can learn from each other. And learning itself is a great thing to get rid of all the discrimination and all the bad things that we have in society. Well, thank you so much, and I'm really sorry that I'm going blind, but thank you so much. Have a great time.
Bravo! Thank you so much, honey. Beautiful. All right. How was that for a beginning? Yes. Come on. What? Woo! So next, we have a real treat for you. So we have a songwriter, musician, extremely handsome, but don't tell him I said so. I saw him first, if anybody, just joking. He currently is working, studying his master's in social work, and he's a great advocate for our community. He used to work at a non-profit organization called Get Real, that teaches and uses music therapy to help trans youth, so they can become peer leaders and the new leaders, or the next generation. Please welcome, with a round of applause, Max Denley.
All right. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. It means a lot to me and to also the rest of our community. I'm going to share a song tonight that I wrote that I think reflects my personal experience, and I hope you enjoy it. Didn't choose to be this way. My face is hate every day. How dare you try to say that you know what's best for me? Don't need conversion therapy to cure my identity. Only want what you already have. Just believe me when I say this is my name. This is my name. This is my name. It can be hard to understand things we haven't experienced. Different isn't dangerous. We don't need to be fixed. All we ask is you look inside, not of our clothes but of our minds. We are more than the sum of our parts. We don't need to be fixed. Too much noise from way outside. Too many brainwashed by the lies. Let's start over. my name. This is my name. This is my name. This is my name. This is my name. What you say about me doesn't change who I am. I know in my head, I know I'm a man. I've learned through those I've met, there's no one way to be trans. But just to be kind, I don't have to understand exactly how you live, exactly who you are. At the end of the day, we've all got the same hearts. And weren't they ever taught, if you've got nothing nice to say, keep your mouth shut and turn the other way? They claim that it's the kids they're trying to save, but the kids are the smart ones who know we're okay. These kids know more about pronouns than we ever did. Those in laws and in power could learn a lot from these kids. I'm not out here trying to convert anyone else to anything but kindness for those that they're around. Because reality is we're out here amongst everyone else, and I'm not hurting anyone by being myself. This is my name.
Programs, and we're going to have a little Portuguese number now. So, give a big round of applause for Maria Clara.
O meu dançar vai chica-chica-bum-ti.
you. Also, I mean, they're all treats, but when I saw them rehearsing, I was like, oh my gosh, now that I see them with their outfits on, it's going to be crazy. So we have a 2-time TDOR nominated actor. Fantastic, wow. Artistic coordinator of Toronto's Harbor Adventure Cruise Pirate Life. I'm definitely partying with this girl later. They will be performing a Cranberries tribute. Enjoy.
Hello, hello, hello. I am your captain tonight. If you could return, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. You know I'm not being rude, it's just your attitude is tearing me apart, it's ruining everything. And I swore I would be true, but honey, so did you. So why were you
Dance Company. Il Nana is a trans queer multiracial dance company that celebrates diversity as strength. They provide accessible dance education and performance opportunities to all people. So please give a big round of applause for Il Nana Dance Company.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move
Hammond, Ben Slater, and Matt Wood doing percussion and backup. Robbie grew up in 4 different countries, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Bangladesh. He's the main vocal artist, and now he lives in Canada, full of culture. Please welcome Robbie Hammond, Brent Slater, and Matt Wood.
Hello there. So before singing a song, I always kind of like to tell a story behind it. So it's a song that I wrote. It's called Beautiful in Your Eyes. And I wrote it as kind of like an ode to the queer slow dance, because as a trans mass person, sometimes we don't get to go to a prom or to any dances, so it was an ode to like first time meeting somebody who could accept you and find you beautiful. So I wanted to kind of commemorate that moment.
Shaken, I'm remembering my first time. tears to put out the fires in my soul. 'Cause I need you here. Cause I've been shaking, I've been bending backwards till I'm broke. Watching all these dreams go up in smoke. Let me come out of ashes. Let me come out of ashes.
How's everybody doing so far? Yes? Good energy? Yes. It doesn't have to be all sad and gloomy, right? We can celebrate life. Our next performer, she has been doing drag since 1995, and she wants to dedicate this number, The Greatest Love of All, to all those trans people that are no longer with us, and especially to the children, or the next generation that will come forward. She wants them to be able to grow up in a world where they can be themselves. Please welcome
Our future, teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my need. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail,
Ehrlich and Jenna Roy is a disability-led dance and circus company co-founded by Shay and Jenna. The mandate of the Cyber Circus project is to support disabled dancers in making the leap between therapeutic and recreational dance and movement practices to professional movement practices. So the Cyborg Circus project is going to perform 2 numbers, and they're going to be on ground level just in front of the stage. So maybe people want to adjust themselves if they want to get a better view. So without further ado, let's give a big round of applause, a big greeting for the Cyber Circus project. Woo!
next performance is an oldie but goodie. They have been singing since 1992. This is our very own the 519 Singing Out Choir. And without further ado, singing out.
is a trans memorial. It is made out of chalk. It is temporary in nature. We have fought very hard for that little three-pointed symbol on that wall. And every year we write up their new names. And every year the wind and the rain and the sun washes those names off. And every year those of us who are still left alive go back and clean up that little circle with the 2 points at the top and the thingy down the bottom there. That's our memorial. That is the only trans memorial in Toronto. It is the only trans memorial in North America. And you can Google map it. It's on that stinking wall over there. And those of you who know your history will know that when this park was rededicated to Barbara Hall, that great humanitarian and human rights commissioner, that as part of the cleanup of the park, they power washed the memorial off the wall. Shame! Shame indeed. Was this ancient history? No, it was a few short years ago. So showing up, suiting up, and remembering our fallen, and remembering why the hell we're here in the first place is part of the Trans Day of Remembrance. That's why I'm here. Please go over there, spend a moment, and consider all of the names that have washed off, the names that were never recorded, the Cassandra Does. At City Hall today, they went down a list of all the people who were reported as murdered. Back in the early 2000s, there were no reported murders. Why? Because we didn't exist. We were just dead people in dresses, dead people in wigs. We had no identity. The danger of erasure is real and present today. Remember, you are ambassadors. You are not allies, you are ambassadors. You are emissaries of hope. Your job is to go out into the other nations, the Ford nations, the Etobicoke nations, as emissaries, to go back and push back, not with more hate, because we've got plenty of that already,
Amen.
but with more love. To go to them and say, look, we are all beautiful in God's eyes. We are all valuable. We all have something to contribute. And to eliminate a subsection of society because they make you feel slightly uncomfortable is not only unkind, unfair, unlawful, it's stupid. You're ambassadors. To those who are trans, I want to inspire you. I want to inspire you to greatness. If you are a student of feminist history, you will know that it was once said by the first female mayor in Canada, that in order to be thought half as good as a man, a woman has to work twice as hard. My friends, for a trans woman, that is doubly true. You, trans man, trans woman, or trans invalid, mind your own damn business. Whether you're my brother, my sister, or cousin, you have to be not just as good as, not slightly better than, but you have to be 4 times as good as anybody else to be thought a fraction of that worth. Let me encourage you and tell you that by suiting up, by showing up, by demanding space, you are doing the best and most beautiful form of advocacy that can be done. Remember that on this Remembrance Day.
Let's take a quick moment of silence and remember some of the people who have passed away.
Let's all start holding each other up instead of perpetuating another form of gender policing. Thank you.
I want to dedicate this day to every trans person in the Middle East, of every Kurdish trans girl who had to be killed, for every Syrian trans girl and a gay guy who have been lost in the Syrian prisons and been thrown out of the buildings, for all of those people that they don't have any hopes. I am raising my voice to tell them, I'm going to be building the hope for you by my tears, by my blood, and by every day in and day out. I'm there for you, and I'll do my best, and I hope that I don't disappoint you. Thank you so much.
What is your name?
My name is Leo.
Leo. Thank you, Leo, for coming up here and showing these people that it's no big deal talking in front of people. It's a piece of cake, right? There you go.
I think that it's not okay that people, hurt, beat up, or even kill people for being different. And I think it's just mean and it has no reason.
Bravo! Unfortunately, my family circumstances and, whatever, my way I was brought up and
when I was mixed into drugs and stuff, and I wasn't true to myself, and now I'm being true to myself. And I just got word the other day that they're confirmed that I'm going to get surgery, and I can't believe that because I have so many health problems at my age and everything else, and they were worried about my precancer on my bottom that was spreading to the front. So, don't ever give up hope because you can do it. All right? I love you all. Have a good night. I've been in Toronto for around 4 years, and I came from a lot of confusion trying to came to terms that if I want to see the change I want in the world, I have to get involved. No more parties, no more raves, no more of this, no more of that. Sometimes you just gotta freaking realize the reality of the situation is that we are the poor class. That makes us pretty solid right there. And then on top of that, we're a lot of other different things. Please guys, please get political, get involved. Because we need you. There is very, very strange things happening that we don't know. Politics is our life. Because who sets the rules, will do it on their individual belief of what they believe is true or correct. Thank you.
So non-binary people like myself, even if we get surgery, even if we jump through all of those hoops that we have to jump through, we are never recognized still. So we don't have rights. We are living in dangerous and hard times. Our war, our fight for rights, is not yet accomplished. So I urge all of you today, be mindful of this. Hold each other. It's difficult to be a trans person. It's difficult to be non-binary. It's difficult to even just be queer. But the fact that we're all here together, it means something. So just hold each other, and we'll try to make it through this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for braving the cold with us. And now I would like to invite everybody back upstairs. I believe the food should be...
So make some noise for Kendall! Infertility is a word that a lot of people are ashamed to mention. A lot of people are so illiterate when it comes to that word. They act as if it's a crime if a woman don't have a child. But I don't think so. I don't have a child. I may one day. But in the meantime, I'm gonna share my love. Not having a child don't make me any less than a woman. 'Cause I got so much love to give to so much unwanted kids. You can say all you want about me, try and ruin my reputation. I still got so much love to give to so much unwanted kids. Listen to my song. I may not know the joy of giving birth,
love to give to so much unwanted kids. You can say all you want about me, try and ruin my reputation. I still got so much love to give to so much unwanted kids. Listen to my song. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, this song is dedicated to all the female who has been trying to have children that never succeed. Some are miscarriages just like myself. But you know what? Don't give up on faith. One day you may just succeed, you know what I'm saying? And don't feel you're less than a woman because you don't have a child. Because once you give your love to other children, that counts, you know what I'm saying?
For the rest of her future, Anya just wants to heal the world one soul at a time. Put your hands together for Anya!
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea. But as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the sea. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, the auto to the way, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, yeah, you and I, switch up the batteries. You gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing that I hope you can't shame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. 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 We set out on a mission to find our inner peace, make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you, sacred simplicity. As long as we're together, there's no place I'd rather be. With every step we take, the other to the way, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, yeah, you and I, switch up the batteries. You gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing that I hope you can't shame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. 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 When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. 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 No place I'd rat
He's bushy, he's bearded, and he is blasphemously blessed. Welcome, King Jesus!
Fox News election alert. Donald J. Trump is the president of the United States elect.
You're broken down and tired, living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Mountain, we gon' walk it out, and mountain.
Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so wide. Stop flowing in and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold back.
And our eyes like the day. I'm afraid to rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the age. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again.
The anger and emotion inspired by Donald Trump's win brought out onto the street.
Each other lonely water, lonely water. Won't you let us wander? Let us hold each other.
double fisting right now. Just without the Jesus part. Okay, we're gonna move it right along to our next performer. Are y'all ready for that? Are y'all like ready? Ready? I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you all ready for your next performer? Keep the noise going for Aubrey!
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild.
for Fontaine. So make some noise for Mika.
This torch against the cold of the night, search your soul and reawaken the undying on that day when the sun fell away, our world came to an end. In our eyes, with the fading sunrise and the dark, glimmering shadows, silence grows in the spaces between, stretching up beyond time, rising up as a chorus of souls finds a voice, flickering through the void. Each little sparks twinkle to life, over the sky, and the storms of change they fan the flame, scattering ashes to the wind. Every soul contains a whisper of light, gleaming faintly as it winkles from sight. No escape, no greater fate to beat. In the
touring musician. This next guest performed every year for the last 5 years at Toronto City Hall for the flag-raising ceremony on TDOR. Also performed internationally at Hamburg Pride, Germany, Budapest Pride, Hungary, Euro Pride, Stockholm, and many, many others. Lake Steen proudly marched and held the banner at the Trans March every year since 2009. Put your hands together for Lake Steen.
We're on a mission. We're in transition. Coming to town. We'll be everywhere, nothing you can do. Well, Chelsea, La Perla, South Central, Cartucho, Soho, Brixton, Long Beach, and Scarborough. We like to party, and you might be invited if you're down with the mission. You don't have to be in transition. We're in transition. We're on the move, and we're coming for you. You know you won't, no one hit you. Let's dance now, let's party. Time to celebrate. We're on the move, and we're coming for you. Long Island, Regent Park, Spanish Harlem, Inner Woodside, Astor, Regent Island, and the Thank you. We're gonna do this cover song for you called Shame, Shame, Shame. Listen to me, baby. I want you to feel it. I said now, listen to me, baby. 'Cause I feel it. Can't stop me now. Hear what I say. My feet want to move, so get out of the way. I said I'm going now. I'm going to enter this again. I'm gonna dance, 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 till the break of dawn. So shame, shame, shame. Wow! Shame on you if you can't dance too. Well, I said shame, 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 shame on you if you can't dance too. Don't stop the motion if you get the notion. You can't stop the groove 'cause you just want to move. Got my start to move down. Got my time to move down. Come on, shake the leg, woman. Coming back. Shame, shame, shame. Wow! Shame on you if you can't dance too. Well, I said shame, 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 shame on you if you can't dance too. If you don't want to go, remember when you're gonna stop the show. My body needs action. It's